Hello everybody and welcome back to another edition of West Ham Fan TV on the Social, our interactive social media show where we answer questions sent in by you, the viewers. With me this week, Scotty, call your baby. We're like a budget Ant and Deck, I think, aren't we?
Yeah, the cheap version,
Yeah, cheap version of Ant and Deck, yeah. Been a while since you've been on, mate, hasn't it?
Yeah, good few weeks, mate, good few weeks. Good to be back.
Yeah, good to have you back on, mate.
Cheers, mate.
I think we've got a fair few to get through.
That's always good,
So
mate.
we'll start off with one. We've got one on YouTube.
Crack on.
From last week. It's from Oliver Hall. And it says, do West Ham have the best away support in the league? Well, obviously we would say yes.
Yeah, without
I don't know whether fans at other clubs would agree. Everyone thinks they've got the best.
Sell out every allocation every week.
Yeah.
Whether it's, all the way up north on a Monday night or a Tuesday night.
Yeah.
Bournemouth sold out. I know it's not a massive allocation, but Bournemouth sold out within minutes.
Yeah.
So yeah, of course we have.
Everyone thinks, every club's fans think their fans
Listen,
are the best away
we were in
support,
League
but
2, we'd still take as many away now as we do. So yeah.
We'll probably get shot down for that.
Yeah, of course. But no, we're the best away fans around, mate. Without doubt.
Right, we'll move on to the Twitter. It's controversial, that. We're going to get slaughtered for that one.
Of course.
Right, first one on Twitter is from Sam Chaplin. If you could change one thing about London Stadium, what would it be? I'm going to say... I mean, it'll never happen, but I'd like to get rid of that running track and move the seats closer to the...
Yeah, no,
pitch,
you're right on that, but that ain't going to happen unless they start demolishing half of the stadium and rebuilding.
Yeah, so, I mean, that would be... But I mean, in an ideal world, if we were just going, right, you could click your fingers and it would...
Oh, yeah.
It would be done.
Yeah, that is
the thing I would like to change.
Make the stadium... Look, it's a great stadium. It just ain't a football stadium. So, yeah, if you could click your fingers, one thing change, the stadium would be an actual football stadium.
Yeah.
But, realistically... At the minute, the stewarding's got better. So the queues for me.
They brought in the liaison officers and all that, haven't they? But the queuing is.
Queue to get in.
Have we made? I don't think we made a kick-off yet, have we? Or one or two this season?
Yeah, we made the last one that we went to.
Yeah.
Yeah, we made a couple.
Yeah.
And that is literally, you get there even half hour before the game, you're struggling to get in for kick-off. So it's the queues. That's the only thing for me at the minute.
Yeah. Right, next one is from Lewis Tucker. Do you believe we will give Andy Carroll a new contract? Also, your thoughts on Mancini taking over next year? I mean, Andy Carroll's been in good form lately. I know he's got a bit of an injury at the minute.
It's that scenario with Carroll, isn't it? When he ain't injured...
he's been unplayable.
Exactly, and he brings so much to the team, but... You're waiting for him to break down, aren't you? It's the same with Sacco. We've had the same thing with Sacco. He starts playing, gets in form. You wait for him. You're just waiting for him to break down. But I've said it all along. A fully fit Andy Carroll is worth having in your side.
Yeah, I personally would give him definitely a contract.
You've got, but maybe tinker the contract as in some way. Do you know what I mean? Like, because at the minute he earns more money lying on that physio bed than he does actually playing on a pitch. So
I mean, to be fair, I think they've managed him better this season.
Oh yeah,
because it's only been sort of a little niggly injury. He hasn't had.
It's just disappointing. He's picked up that knock again, isn't it? It kept him out of the West Brom game, and he might be out.
He's doubtful for Watford as well now. But I'd rather he misses a couple and we get him back rather than maybe put him in before he's ready. And then we lose him for the rest of the season.
It's just annoying that it's happened again this stage of the season, especially after the transfer window shut. Mancini, I don't think he's a right fit.
No, I mean the thing is, I think with Mancini, if they brought him in, he wouldn't settle for budget signings. He would want a lot of money to spend.
Look.
You look at the clubs he's managed at.
Yeah, and that's it. They've all been clubs that have had big budgets, so...
And I don't want to get rid of Bilic. I think he's doing...
I don't know, I'm undecided on Bilic now.
No, he's doing... Here,
look, at the end of the day, he's doing a good job with the resources he's got. But again, if this Carroll injury turns out long term again, and the rumours are that he's been carrying it since Borough, we should have signed a striker.
Yeah.
And then to turn around... I said this the other night. To turn around and not sign Scott Hogan because he's happy with what we've got, but then we lose Carroll when he plays two wingers up top. doesn't, for me, say you're happy with the strikers you got.
Yeah.
So, you know, but
then what goes on behind closed doors?
yeah, exactly. We
We're
don't know. No, that's it.
Privy
But
to that information, are we?
I don't think Mancini would be a good fit as we are now.
No. Maybe if we was like bought out by
yeah, you know,
by like billionaires or something, then he'd have a big.
Look, if he comes in, he might prove us wrong. But that's my feelings at me. I don't think he's the right fit for us at the moment.
Yeah, I think he would clash with a board over signings and that sort of thing. So, but you saying about Billick's not being happy with the leads us nicely into our next question. It's from Phil Demicoli.
Yep.
Says, which 3 players should we get rid of in the summer? I mean, I like Kaleri. I think he's last few games he's done.
Yeah, but he's only on loan, isn't he? So he's getting back anyway.
But you know, the fact that he was on the bench, we had a striker on the bench, we played 2 midfielders up front.
So he did it right when he come on.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I think he's done. But then does the manager not quite? You know, does he not fancy him or?
Yeah, no, that's it.
You know,
but he's going back. He's only on loan anyway. So if we look at players who are contracted to the club, it's a tough one, you know.
Yeah.
It's,
I mean, I like what I've seen of Cleary last few games.
Yeah, he looks alright. Yeah. Who would you get rid of?
I don't know. I can see. About your mate, because he's not getting much match.
Yeah.
Match time, is he?
I think he's on decent wages as well. So if he ain't going to play, then he's one.
Yeah.
So yeah. So those are it's not really my mate, but yeah. Nordwhite, yeah, he's one. For me, for Boleyn.
See, I think he's done. He's been alright the last few games. He's
scored a couple of goals.
His work rate's getting better.
Yeah, but I don't think he's good enough for the Premier League. So and I think we can cash in on him.
Yeah.
We got him on a free. You know, he's going to go for at least 10 mil. So I'll take the money and get another workhorse in.
Yeah.
Who would the third one be? It's a tough one. Well, yeah, definitely. There's no point in being at a team.
Yeah,
you know.
Boleyn.
Yes, that's the free. Yeah.
Next one's from. What's a good one?
Go on.
I know, obviously we're going to say yes, but it's Alex at Alex PB Sports. If you had the chance to, would you move back to the Boleyn?
Yeah.
Yes. Yes, I would.
Redevelop the old East Stand and close the old place in. Well, it's not there no more, but
I mean, we did have the permission to redo the cheap one, but then
it'll win.
I think it was just before we sold Rio.
Yeah.
And the money was, I think, was open to go on that, and then obviously we went
down and things went a bit wrong, didn't they?
Yeah.
But I'd love to move back there, but ain't gonna happen. We've got to move on now, unfortunately.
Like I say, that's a dream.
So driving the other night along the 406, you got to the Ilford flyover, and you look over, and you could see you see the newer stand, like the old the Betway one, with with the bits at the top, but that's all that's there now. You know, that you can see from a distance, and to think in probably another couple of months that's going to be gone.
Yeah, and
it's be replaced by a couple of tower blocks.
I mean, I walked past it the other week. I was sat up at a working man's, and it broke me heart.
Yeah. No,
really
exactly. It's sad, but it's done, dusted. We've got to move on. We haven't got a choice.
We're where we are now, so we've got to get on with that.
Yep.
Got another one from Josh Verrills. Says, with Sacco back to fitness imminently, what part do you see him having, given Andy Carroll, Lanzini, etc.'s current form of late?
A big part, I think.
I think if we go 2, which we've looked a lot better recently when we've gone to 4-4-2.
Yeah, definitely. The thing is, look, Antonio's worked well up top. He ain't a striker.
No.
Carroll and Sacco, you've got.
Sacco's out wide.
Yeah, Sacco's got that work rate that Antonio's got. You know, so he's good in the air, Sacco. He's a better finisher than Antonio. You know, and then that allows Antonio to go back out on the wing. Where you know, if you look back at the West Brom game, when he moved out on the wing, he looked so much more threatening.
He was just bursting through.
You know, it seems to be against the so-called bigger teams. Antonio up top, he bullies the defenders. You know, look at when we beat Chelsea and things like that. When he played in them games, he started up front against Liverpool as well, didn't he? If I remember rightly.
Yeah,
you know, up against the so-called bigger teams, he looks more of a threat up front. But like in with West Brom, as I said with West Brom, when he moved out wide and he's running at players, he causes more problems there. And as I said before, a forward should play a forward's role. The tough thing is if Sacco does come back and he goes 2 up front, and you put Antonio out wide, who'd you drop?
Yeah.
Because you've got Lanzini, you've got Snodgrass, right, Faguli, even though he ain't my cup of tea,
I'll probably go Antonio right, Snodgrass left.
Where'd you put Lanzini?
In the middle, but then someone's got to come
Exactly.
out in the middle.
That's what I'm saying. It's a good headache to have, but yeah, Sacco's going to play a part. He'll play a part in the running, definitely. And then, we'll wait and see.
Right, we're getting on to the last couple now. Got one here from the Graham fan club.
I ain't heard from them in a while.
Oh, there was some good pictures up
Was
there.
there? I'll have to have a look. I'll have to have a look.
They were cracking. It says, how are you feeling about reports that Antonio's unsure about signing a new contract at the club?
Don't understand why he's unsure.
Yeah, I mean, I want him to stay.
Yeah, unless it's he's fed up with being moved here, there and everywhere and just wants to play in one position or what. But at the end of the day...
But Antonio strikes me as the sort of player, if you ask him to go and goal, he'll go and goal.
Oh, of course he would.
He'll play anywhere because he wants to play.
And he wants to play. I said, he deserves a decent contract. I hope they're not trying to scrimp and save. I don't think they would, because he has been one of our better players this season.
Yeah, I mean, the amount of goals he scored this year from midfield as well,
Where would we be if he hadn't scored them goals? That's the thing you've got to look at. So, yeah, I'd...
he's an important part of the side, so I would...
Yeah, it said we don't know what goes on. It could just be rumours. I hope it's not. I hope they get it all thrashed out, get it sorted, give the guy the contract he deserves, and keeps other people away.
He's worked hard last couple of years, hasn't he?
He has.
Yeah, so I'd love to,
He
he's not asking for like 150 grand a week or something.
But that'd be silly, because you ain't going to get that anywhere else. So.
But he doesn't strike me as the sort of player to throw a strop and.
No, he looks happy. He's playing. He's playing alright. So let's just hope it's all alright, because he'd be a player. I wouldn't want to lose him. He's got a lot to add to the side, and his work rate. When he plays, when he's on the top of his game, he's another one that's hard to play against. Yeah. So let's hope that he signs it and gets done.
Hopefully, fingers crossed.
Yes.
Fingers crossed.
Yes.
Right, last one from Smiley Time.
Smiley Time.
I like your pizza. It's got. Do you think Robert Snodgrass is our most talented and technical player we have at the club? He's.
I don't know. I wouldn't say.
I say he's very neat and tidy. Very footballer. He's got good control. Very good control. Good passer of the ball. Yep. I wouldn't say he's the most technical. No, we've got a few technical players, but he's certainly. He's what we've needed for a while, as a winger. As I said, the winger that's going to work up and down. He's got a good range of passing. He can cross the ball. He can score goals. He's got a free kick on him. I haven't seen him give the ball away much. No. I'm trying to think of who I would say is more technical than him. Don't want to get caught out here. So it's a tough one. But no, he's definitely up there. He's up there in the top, but I don't think he's the best. But he is one of the top ones, I reckon. Yeah. 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 I ain't going to say who is the top in case I get mugged off. Right, that's all the questions. Just got to mention. Go on, mate, crack on. It's your show. Me, Nicky, Ryan and Dan, last week we went to the West Ham Way. They do, it's home games at the East Ham Working Man's Club. Mark Ward hosts in the bar upstairs out there, and they get ex-players in. Last week it was John Moncur, and I think they had Steve Lomas on and all that, and they're really good. I think it's £25 a ticket. That's not bad. But when you're there, your beer's free, and you're not limited to, it's not like 1 or 2 pints. They do food, a pie and mash there. Free travel to the game? Yeah, free travel to the game. I think they loan coaches afterwards to the ground, so £25 well worth it. £25, ex-player. Next week we've got the big man, Phil Parks. So yeah, I mean we went last week with John Moncur, and I say it's well worth the money. So if you do get a chance, get along to the next one. I say they're really good. You hear some good stories. I have to try and get out of work early enough to come along. I say they are well worth the money. So if you're you're looking for something to do before the game, I'd suggest give that a try. East Ham Waiting Match Club's a really good fun.
Yeah, nice one.
So yeah, so thanks everyone who took the time to send in a question today. So let us know your thoughts on anything we've answered today.
Yeah.
Tell us we're talking rubbish or whatever.
Exactly.
You know,
Yeah.
any,
Most
any
people
opinions
normally
you might
do,
have.
don't they? So.
To be fair, we do.
Yeah, exactly.
We do. So yeah, don't forget to follow us on Twitter at West Ham Fan TV. I can never remember all that. So much to remember. Facebook / West Ham Fan TV. All the social media.
Yeah, just type in West Ham Fan TV, you'll find
Check
us.
out our website, westhamfan.tv.
Subscribe. If you haven't already subscribed to YouTube, please subscribe.
Yep, please do.
Like our Facebook page and follow us on Twitter.
Yeah.
We're building the followers and the likes and the subscribers, so we want to just keep going. We're moving on really good.
Yeah, we're doing really well at the minute. So yeah, thanks everyone for your support, and one thing left to say, mate.
Yep.
Come on, you Irons.